For decades, the H-1B visa has operated as the main entry point for the world's top engineers, developers, and scientists to build their careers in the United States. The system currently runs on an annual lottery, capping regular visas at 65,000. For those selected, it offers a chance to secure a long-term job, bring their spouses over, and put down roots. That system is now facing a legislative challenge. Congressman Eli Crane recently introduced the End H-1B Visa Abuse Act of 2026. The bill orders a complete 3-year halt on issuing new H-1B visas, freezing the program while lawmakers rewrite the system from the ground up. The bill's backers argue this hard stop is necessary to prevent corporations from prioritizing cheaper foreign labor, forcing them to look locally and hire American citizens instead. For international students in the U.S. and the tech hubs relying on their talent, this freeze raises a critical question. What exactly does the program look like when it finally comes back online? If passed, the post-freeze H-1B program won't resemble the old one. Applicants will face a series of compounding legal and financial barriers. The first barrier is volume. The bill slashes the regular cap from 65,000 down to just 25,000 visas a year, and it eliminates all current exemptions that let universities and research nonprofits bypass that limit. Next comes a strict time limit. Workers would be restricted to a single 3-year term. They would also have to maintain a residence in their home country, proving they intend to leave the U.S. when their time is up. The second major filter shifts the burden to the employers. The traditional lottery system is thrown out entirely. Instead, visas would be awarded strictly based on whoever offers the highest wages. Companies would be legally required to pay an H-1B worker at least $200,000 a year. On top of that, they would face a mandatory $100,000 fee for every foreign worker they hire. Employers also have to prove they couldn't find a qualified American, certify they haven't laid anyone off in the past year, and agree not to use third-party staffing agencies. Add these costs and restrictions together, and the H-1B transitions from a standard hiring tool into an extreme luxury office and the payroll. A final filter targets the wider support system that makes U.S. immigration viable in the first place. For instance, the proposal completely ends the optional practical training, or OPT program. This is the specific pathway that allows international students to legally gain work experience in the U.S. right after they graduate. It also revokes H-4 work permits, meaning the spouses of H-1B visa holders would no longer have the legal right to hold a job. This isolation extends across multiple visa categories. Temporary workers, including seasonal and agricultural hands, would be blocked from bringing any family members to the U.S. with them. The path to permanent residency gets steeper, too. The bill stops temporary visa holders from changing their immigration status, like switching to a student or tourist visa, while remaining inside the country. They would have to leave the U.S. and reapply from scratch. By eliminating work rights for spouses, restricting family members, and cutting off student pathways, the bill effectively dismantles the network that allows foreign professionals to settle and build a life in America. If this proposal becomes law, the H-1B program flips from a global talent pipeline into an ultra-exclusive, temporary, and highly restricted gauntlet. Proponents argue this shock to the system is overdue. They believe the only way to force companies to invest in the American workforce is to remove the option of relying on foreign labor to pad their profit margins. Critics warn of immediate collateral damage. They argue that killing student work pathways and family visas will deter the world's top talent from even applying to American universities. There is also the risk of corporate flight. Faced with a shallow domestic talent pool and high visa fees, American tech companies might simply offshore their operations entirely to stay competitive on a global scale. Right now, this bill is still a proposal facing a long legislative road, but its introduction forces companies and universities to begin contingency planning for a future without international recruiting. It serves as a clear blueprint for the Republican Party's future strategy. In fact, the $100,000 fee directly codifies a presidential proclamation originally drafted by the Trump administration in 2025. Ultimately, the legislation outlines an uncompromising vision, sacrificing global talent integration in favor of strict domestic protectionism. It sets the stage for a fundamental conflict over who builds the future of American industry.